Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the channel where today I am going to be doing a review of Guards, which is the ninth novel in the Discworld series by the amazing, fantastic, the truly wonderful Sir Terry Pratchett. But before I get into the review, which is hopefully going to be non-spoiler, I just want to share a super geeky, nerdy thing with you, and it's this collection, this official stamp collection by the British Royal Mail commemorating the Discworld, which I've already got framed and ready to be hung up there in my wall of nerdy, freaky things that I like. Guards is the ninth novel, like I mentioned before, in the Discworld series. Originally published in 1989 by Victor Gollancz, and then 1990 and subsequently by Corgi. Brief introduction to the plot, but I'm not going to spoil anything here. There's a secret society in Ankh-Morpork that, through mysterious rituals, magic, summon a dragon from a different dimension, because the dragons live in different dimensions, with the idea that the appearance of a dragon in Ankh-Morpork will cause your mythical long lost line of kings to reappear. So the rightful king to the throne of Ankh-Morpork will naturally reappear because a dragon has appeared, so naturally that's the obvious thing to happen. The king will come, defeat the dragon, and they will reinstate kingship in Ankh-Morpork against the tyrannical patrician Lord Veterinary. And away we go. That's basically the starting point, plot point. We are introduced to a new set of characters that we haven't encountered before, and that is the Night Watch, one of my favorite set of characters in the city, from the alcoholic, jaded Captain Vimes to the soft, wife-beaten Sergeant Colon to the what is he, Corporal Nobby Nobbs, and newly arrived to Ankh-Morpork, Lance Constable Carrot, which I don't know if Sir Terry Pratchett had thought about this already, or it was a throwaway line in Weird Sisters that he picked up on. But in Weird Sisters, there's a throwaway line where one of the witches says something along the lines of, "That's as stupid as a human being raised by dwarves." Well, Lance Constable Carrot is a human raised by dwarves that goes to the city because his adoptive parents think that he should mingle with his own kind, although he thinks of himself as a dwarf, and he joins the City Watch, and away we go. I love the City Watch characters. We're also introduced to Lady Sybil Rumpkin, who grows like kind of a small swamp dragons, and she becomes also a recurring character going forward. And then when reading Discworld, or rereading Discworld this second time round, I am always looking deeper for the meanings and the themes behind the story. And this time round, what I thought, which I could be wrong because I'm not the most intelligent person out there, is there were some meditations about the organization of society and the code of laws. So very clearly in the book, we are told that certain laws are just obsolete. People ignore them. It's just, they're there, but no one follows them. And certain behaviors or certain rules that are not coded as law are actually socially accepted, and they are de facto the law. So there's some meditations there about that social contract that Rousseau used to talk about. There's also, which I thought was a little bit out of the usual cheerful, jolly tone of the series, and I don't know if this is Terry Pratchett talking through the character of the patrician, or just his way to juxtapose two points of view on the general population, where Captain Vimes has got a slightly more idealistic, optimistic view of the people as a whole, where they've got agency, they can be educated, and they can be trusted to know what's good for them and what they like, as opposed to like a very pessimistic, grim view of the general population, as voiced by the patrician towards the end of the book, where it's all very negative and people are not to be trusted. They don't know what's good for them. They need to be ordered. They need to be guided. Bread and circus, like the Romans used to say. So yeah, that's something that I thought about when reading the book. It is thoroughly enjoyable. The dialogues are fantastic, particularly the interactions between Vimes and the patrician. It's like they're having two different. One is talking about something, the other one is talking about something else, and you got this sort of quick, snappy, bish bash bosh one lines of dialogue between them that are delightful. I've always maintained, I've always sort of said that possibly Guards is a good entry point into the series, but the more I think about it, the more Discworld should be read in publication order, even though the first couple of books aren't the strongest ones. You can read it as standalone, it works really well, but the more, we're 9 novels into the world, so you get some repeated characters from novels past. The librarian is there. Death appears very briefly, has only got one line, but that one line from Death is a delight. It's just fantastic, and because you know the character from before, it makes perfect sense. You get it, and it's a chuckle. Just Death appears, literally one line. It's beautiful. We're also introduced to these, roguish purveyor of mostly pork sausages. I think it's described. Cut my own throat dealer. It's your kind of bit of this, bit of that, wheeler dealer, whatever is the latest trend of fashion. He's there trying to make a quick buck. Which is it's a character that never has his own novel in the series, and I almost wish that he did, because or maybe he just functions well because he will only appear for a couple of pages, do his thing, and provide a bit of light-hearted, funny release through the tension of the novels. I don't know, maybe. As usual, the novel here and there has got little sprays, little nuggets of references to cinema and literature. And in this instance, I picked 2. I'm feeling good about myself, right? I picked 2 clear references to one of the best movies of all time that I've watched tens of times.
He's looking at you, kid.
Casablanca, with that Imperial Humphrey Bogart there on the main character. So really enjoyed the book, really enjoyable. I'm really loving this reread. Please check out the podcast episodes with Varsha and Chris and Alex and Susanna. You can find them on Varsha's channel, Reading by the Rainy Mountain, and also you can check them out on my podcast, Fantasy Talks Live, in every major streaming platform. But anyway, this is what I have for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I can get you to read Discworld. As usual, leave me your comments below. Like, subscribe, comment if you haven't done so. Take loads and loads of care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.